Hello and welcome to Legacy IS Academy. So in today's video, we are going to discuss the issue of illegal hoardings in India. Okay? So why are we discussing about this issue is because in Mumbai, one of the illegal hoarding that was placed, it fell and the public below it were a majority of them were dead. Almost 16 of them were dead and 70 of them were injured. When we faced a collapse of a giant outdoor hoarding in Mumbai. This is the scene of that accident, and it is not only this recent case, we have faced something similar cases in May last year in Pune, where 5 of the people who have faced this accident were dead, and in Coimbatore again next month, June itself, where 3 of the people were dead. Okay. So let us first discuss about the issue of illegal hoarding itself. So under what conditions we call them as illegal and why is this issue persisting currently? Okay. So talking about this issue of the illegal hoardings, first of all is the concern of oversized hoardings. So in case of Mumbai, the size of the hoarding was 9 times the permissible limit, 9 times the permissible limit. So usually whatever be the permissible limit, advertising companies, they often tend to exceed that. Okay? So the damage which takes place, it was nowhere close to prediction. That is one issue related to illegal hoardings. The second is the lack of provision for strict and time bound action. So let's say that the accident has taken place. Now what? Now what should be the course of action? We do not have exactly a course of action under which is to be taken if the accident takes place. Okay? So currently, for example, Mumbai Corporation, BMC Corporation, they do not have an idea of what course of action should be undertaken if this accident has taken place. Third problem is unauthorized temporary installation. So we do have so many instances wherein it's a permanent installation. So already the setup is permanent, okay, and the advertisement keeps on changing. This is a permanent installation, but we do have too many cases of unauthorized temporary installation. This can be of flex, this can be of large hoardings. This is usually done by political parties and this is not even covered under any advertising policy. Otherwise, India has an advertising policy. Outdoor advertising policy ke liye separate laws have been made. Okay? And there is compliance ratio also relatively high. Compliance ratio for permanent installation is relatively higher. For temporary installation, we do not expect that outdoor advertisement to be present at that place, right? So for them, the compliance ratio also reduces. These are not covered by any advertising policy. And fourth and final problem is that of corruption. So because there is involvement of politicians and politics basically, and there is a nexus between politicians and industrialists who are setting up these banners for their advertisement, and politicians under whom there is the control of local government, state government. So they are the ones who are getting money from these advertisements. So because of the nexus between politicians and advertising companies, these hoardings become illegal, or they tend to exceed their permissible limits. They tend to open up in non-permanent conditions also, temporary installations also. Okay? It is because of the nexus between politicians and industrialists. And unfortunately, because of this corruption, we have not undertaken any action. For the previous mishaps also, for example, we discussed in month of May, we had such incident in Pune, or in June in Coimbatore. No such actions were taken because of the existing corruption. Okay? Now, this was the issues with respect to only illegal hoardings. There are certain issues with the urban local bodies also. Now, let us check on those issues. First of all is the devolution of power. Now, let's say with respect to only land regulation, if any government has to carry out, chahe wo third tier ka hi kyun na ho, if the local self government also has to carry out land regulation, they are in need of 18 subjects. 18 subjects. And the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act has recommended the state government that you please transfer these 18 subjects to the local self government. But none, zero, none of the states have given all these 18 subjects to the local self-government. So local self-government is also not adept. They do not have teeth. They do not have any mechanism to get control over such kind of advertising policies. Okay. Second is overlapping jurisdictions. So we have state government as well as local self-government, both the parties participating in outdoor advertising policies. For example, with respect to Delhi, we have Delhi Development Authority coming in conflict with Public Works Department. So Public Works Department has its own set of team which is working for outdoor advertisement, and DDA, Delhi Development Authority, has its own team working for outdoor advertisement, checking and regulating and inspecting. But actually, because both these parties are working for it, so actually none of them are working for it. Okay. Third problem is that of lack of regular civic elections. Okay. So we are not conducting, the state government has so far not been able to regularly conduct civil elections, civic body elections. So ULB's elections are not regular. Even Panchayati Raj elections are also not very regular in India. So third tier local self-government ka jo election hai, that state government has not been able to carry out regularly. Okay. So because of all these problems, what are the effects? First of all, we have mushrooming of illegal hoardings in India. In terms of their size, in terms of the place, in terms of the safety equipments, all of them are being breached. Okay? So there is mushrooming of illegal hoardings plus revenue loss, because for permanent structure, permanent hoardings ke liye, the state government or the local self government can earn. But because these are temporary structures, or let's say ki in 100 centimeter, 100 or 5 meters, 6 meters, cross 6 meter ka advertisement has been permitted. But what they are putting up is 20 meter versus 20 meter ka hoarding. ठीक है, or 10 meter versus 10 meter का hoarding. So what is permissible and what they are actually doing with, there is a huge amount of revenue loss. ठीक है. Plus unfair competition. Those companies which are big enough can put up larger hoardings and can earn more, can put up any catchy advertisements, and people will buy those, tend to buy those more, and it will create an unfair competition for those who are not able to set up such big hoardings. ठीक है. Plus there are environmental concerns also, because the huge amount of flex that gets wasted, huge amount of hoardings that falls off, that is to be removed, all of this creates huge amount of debris, ठीक है, waste. And lastly is the issue of safety, which created the mishaps of Mumbai or Pune or Coimbatore. So these are the current issues and the effect of these issues. So if we know the problem, what should be the suggestive solution? So let's say ki we know one of the problem was the elections were not being carried out regularly. So the state election commissions should carry out, should ensure that regular elections are done. Holding regular elections in civic bodies, this was also said by Supreme Court in Suresh Mahajan case. Suresh Mahajan case mein Supreme Court had said that the State Election Commission and the state government must carry out regular elections to the civic body. Plus, advertising policy does not explicitly mention the process for complaining. Let's say I as a common man see that this is an illegal hoarding. Okay? First of all, I need to understand what is the definition of an illegal hoarding. So, there should be a platform for citizens to report violation, and the criteria for calling a hoarding as illegal should be described. With every hoarding, there should come up with it should come up with a QR code. And we do have so many hoardings displaying a QR code for understanding about the product that the advertisement is making of. But there should be a QR code coming from the local civic body also, which should state that this hoarding is permissible up to this size at this place under this time to this time, from this time till this time, this advertisement can be placed, lights can be switched on, or whatever it is, all the specifications should be mentioned in that QR code, so that I as a citizen get to know what are the permissible areas for putting up hoardings in this place. Okay? Public awareness campaign for defining the criteria for calling a hoarding as illegal, that should be done. Then, let's say I get to know about it, then there should be a platform for citizens to report violation. I understood that this hoarding is not correct, it is illegal, so then you should give me a platform for reporting the violation. Plus, state government should also carry out inspections of outdoor hoardings and their stability. So the safety issues and the size of hoardings that was permitted and what is being actually displayed, iska inspection should also be carried out. And lastly, we also need to carry out the process for complaining. So there should be a draft method in the advertising policy. There should be a draft method ki under this condition you can carry out complaint. So or let's say ki we do not have, let's say Mumbai Municipal Corporation was not having any idea. Now if this accident has taken up, what should be my course of action? So we need to define the course of action also in the advertising policy. Okay. Now with that we come to the end of this video, which is in which we were discussing about the illegal hoardings in India. If you have any confusion, please let us know. I wish you all the very best and thank you so much.